So this is question 2 in the section 7.6. They ask you to suggest the graph to complete the table when you have the function f of x equals 3 to the power x minus 1. Okay, and use the x value as -2, -1, 0, 1, and 2, and then suggest the graph. Okay, so from this, the MyMathLab will have the table set up for you. Okay, if you don't, so we can make a t table like this. So x and given to start with the -2, -1, 0, 1, and 2. And the y or the function f of x can be computed using the expression 3 to the power x minus 1, whatever the order pair we have. Well, yeah, on MyMathLab, you are not required to put in the order pair form, but we just add another column for our convenience. So with this way, so you can see to compute the y when x is -2, just do step by step, okay? Wherever you see x, you replace with the number provided on the left column. It's going to be 3 to the power -2 minus 1. Next, going to be 3 to the power -1 minus 1, 3 to the power 0 minus 1, 3 to the power 1 minus 1, 3 to the power 2 minus 1. And then clean up one at a time. Simplify it to be 3 to the power -3. 3 to the power -3 is the reciprocal of 3 to the third power. 3 to the third means 3 times 3 times 3, or 3 times itself 3 times, or 1 over 27. Okay. Next one, treat the same way. -1 minus 1, that is the power negative second. Power negative can be rewritten as a power positive in the reciprocal form. So 1 over 3 to the second is 1 over 3 times 3. Excuse me, is 1 over 9. Sorry. And then the next one, 3 to the power negative first, or 1 over 3 to the first, or just 1 over 3. The one for x equals 1 becomes 3 to the power 0. Any real number raised to the 0 is 1. And the last number for the x will give the power of the 3 as the power 1, or the value of the function is 3. Now we get all the y values. We put them in the order pair. It's -2, comma 1 over 27, -1, comma 1 over 9, 0, comma 1 over 3, 1, comma 1, and 2, comma 3. Okay. The additional column here kind of give us an idea what would be the maximum x, minimum x. The maximum x is 2, minimum x is -2. The minimum y is 1 over 27. The maximum y is positive 3. So then I put a note here. This is the maximum, this is the minimum x, and this is the maximum x. Okay, the x min, x max, and this one is the y min, and this is the y max. So when you draw the diagram or the xy plane, since x gonna be I use different color. X be both negative and positive. So make sure it's include -1, -2, and this is 0, and this is +1, +2. And then for the y value, they all are positive and between 1 over 27 to the value 3. So we just make the upper part of the graph larger than the lower part because nothing to do with the negative y value. The maximum is 3. So make the last scale here. So 1, 2, 3 for the y value. Okay. And 1 over 27 in the decimal form is, let me do this, 1 divided by 27. That is about 0.037 or 0.04, and 1 divided by 9 is 0.11, okay, and 1 over 3 is about 0.33. And when you type in the values on the table, you type in the fraction number, okay? Do not put in the decimal because MyMathLab will not take it. For example, if the answer is 1 over 27, just type in 1 over 27. Do not put in a 0.037. Okay, so now we have the approximate number for the y and the number for the x if we know all those numbers. So I'm gonna plot the points in the xy plane. For -2, the y is 0.03. That's very, very small. Um, it's so close to the zero here. Approximate. Okay, and then the next one, if x -1, y is 0.1, so a little bit higher than 0.037. And for x equals 0, y is 1/3. X1, y1, x2, y3. So you have the exponential graph of the function y equals 3 to the power x minus 1. So the way to compute is just straightforward. Plug it in the x in the right spot and take your time with the algebra. And then whatever the other pair that you have to plug it in. On MyMathLab, they will give you choices for the graph. If you want to use the calculator, you can type in the function and then add to the power, which is a caret here. It will have the slot for the exponent for you right away. And then you type in x. The x is one of the choices for the button that next to the green one, the green alpha button there. So click x and then -1. Okay, -1. So you have the function. And then you can go um, to the graph to see what the graph looks like. Okay, the graph looks like similar to the one that we did it by hand, the increasing graph. But if you want to adjust the scale, you can go to the window and then adjust the x min to be like negative. Let's make it wider than what we had. So how about -3? And then, oops, wrong one. So go. So negative side, so going to be negative. See the parenthesis negative button there, -3. Otherwise, it will not take it. Maximum is 3, and the x scale 1 is fine. The y min we on the table is 1 over 27. Just do the y min like -1. Enough room for the lower part of it. And then the y max is 8. So I'm going to make it as 10 to have the the larger xy plane to see the entire graph that we did by hand. Okay, and then we hit the graph button and the graph will show similar to what we have. So for the table of the value, you see the table, the blue table word on the top of the graph button. So you can go to the second and then hit graph, and the value of the x here, by default is go by the increment of the 1. If you look at the value, so you can go up. If x is -2, the y, which we did by hand, is 1 over 27, or approximately equal like 0.03704. If x is -1, y is 1 over 9 or about 0.11. But again, on MyMathLab, they ask you to put in the exact form. That means it's going to be the form of the fraction, or 1 over 27 or 1 over 9 and so forth. All right, so this table, you can use it to verify the answer that you put in the MyMathLab homework, okay?